Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful, forgiving friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am a very awake Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. We're here to say some good stuff about us. Aw. Thanks, Josiah. Favorite part of the morning. Watching the wake up call next to your beautiful baby. I'm watching the wake up call next to my beautiful baby as well. Mine poops the bed probably more than yours does. and But anyways, thanks guys so much for being here. Good morning, Josiah, Shauna, Jan coming in from your nest at PVR. Dan's coming in from Buford. Lauren's coming in from Daytona Beach. Wonderful to see everybody here today. I'm coming in from Paradise. Got a little kid right next to me. She's coming in from Paradise. I just fed her, so we'll see if she decides to be quiet or not. But anyways, yeah. So welcome to the wake up call. We are here today, as always, to say some nice things about ourselves. So let's get into it and see what kind of a card that Pepper has prepared for us today. So grateful to her. She is in bed, man. Every 2 hours she is doing some pumping, and that is that is quite taking quite the toll on her. But nevertheless, she found some time to prepare some cards for us. So let's have some fun. Let's pull a card off the top of the deck. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card, and we are going to respond out loud together. I am that affirmation. As we do this, we are building into our own lives and switching up our own understanding. So let's have some fun. Pull a card and say that today I am. I am loving. I am loving. I nurture meaningful connections. So I am loving. I nurture meaningful connections. Are you loving? You are loving. You nurture meaningful connections. I'm going to write that down in the comments. That I am loving. Nurture meaningful connections. And I encourage you guys to write it down in the comments as well. See, these are coming on through. Thank you guys so very much. Indeed. When I was a kid, we had this we had an album by a Christian artist named Don Francisco. This was a guy from the 70s, but he he has a song about love, and the chorus of the song is that love is not a feeling, it's an act of your will. And he was talking about he was talking in the song, of course, he was talking about Jesus's choice to die on a cross. But mom and dad talked to me about love, and they said the song is way more has a lot more applicability than religiously. And they said that love is a choice that we all make. We choose to love or we choose not to love. And so and mom and dad told me at the time, they said marriage isn't always easy. It's not always, we don't always have the greatest feelings about each other, but we choose to love each other. We choose to stick it out. We choose to remain married. We choose to we choose to remain in a relationship with each other, and that's what love is. And so love is a choice. Love is an act of our will. Love is not just some happy chemical feelings that we might get, though we certainly do get those chemical feelings sometimes, but that's not what love is. And as I've gone through life, I've just realized more and more how true that is. That love is an act of our will. Love is I don't get happy chemical feelings when I take care of my daughter. Sometimes I do, but sometimes it's just like, oh, this is something that has to be done. She has to be fed. Her diaper has to be changed. If I don't do it, I'm going to have bigger problems later. So I best do it now. And so, and sometimes I feel great. I feel happy about doing it. And sometimes I feel frustrated about doing it. And sometimes I'm like, how on earth do you soil 4 diapers in 10 minutes? Come on, girl, give your daddy a break. But the fact is that we, as we love each other, it is indeed a choice to do so. It is a choice to take care of other people. It is a choice to remain in relationship with other people. I can't tell you how many times it would have been easier for me to give up on a relationship that ultimately was better that I kept around. And so love is always Love is always measured in relation or understood within the context of relationships. We can't love without loving somebody else or loving ourselves or loving something else. The fact is that we nurture these meaningful connections. And like, I mean, I nurture them every day on the wake up call. And I'm glad that some of you guys feel like um, that you are nurturing a meaningful connection with me on the wake up call as well. I think that's a beautiful thing. But the fact is that there are many different types of connections that we can nurture, and there are many different types of love. Not all love is romantic. Not all love is that Hallmark movie type. There is the love of, when we take care of somebody because we love them, and even though there's really no benefit to it to us except that we love them. We have the ability to love things. We have the ability to love, like a good meal. We have the ability to love situations. We have the ability to love communities as a whole. I love my community as a whole. It's not a romantic kind of a love, but it is a dedication to the community as a whole, and a knowledge that the community has a dedication to me, as evidenced by the sheer volume of wonderful gifts that just continue to pour in for taking care of our Persephone. And so I am loving, and I do nurture those meaningful connections. And I know that you are as well. You guys are some of those meaningful connections that I nurture. And the fact that y'all nurture them back is evidence that you are loving as well. And so let's go through our day today with the idea that love is a choice, and that when something happens that encourages us to perhaps give up on love, that we have the choice, that we get to make the choice, that we get to choose the meaningful connection. If the connection is meaningful to us, then we choose it. If the connection is not meaningful to us, then we can let it slip away. But the fact is that the connections that we choose to nurture, and that is the evidence as to what and whom we love. Now, love isn't something that is never, that slips away and never comes back. The fact is that there are many people that I love that I have not talked to in years. But when we do talk, and we do occasionally talk, like once every 5, 10 years, something like that, it's as if nothing ever changed. It's as if not a day went by. We just pick up where we left off. And that sort of a relationship is something that is really more of an energetic thing. I recall that, I lived for maybe 5 years in Denver, Colorado, and then I moved on with my life. And then I moved out of the country, and then I didn't go back to Denver for like 10 years or so. Well, when I went back to Denver, I decided that I was going to call up some of my old friends in Denver and just say hello to them, even though we've only been Facebook connected, for the past decade. And one of them was just really, really excited to see me. He's like, I love that you're back. I'm, like, I was sad that you left, but I understand you have your own life to live, and come on over to my house, and you don't have to stay in a hotel. I've got a spare bedroom for you. I've got, I come share a meal with me. And I hadn't met this guy in 10 years, and he's happy to have me spend the night in his spare bedroom, and go out to dinner with me, and take some time and introduce me to his wife and his kids, and talk about all the stuff that had changed in his life, and he was interested in the stuff that had changed in mine. And we went back and reminisced about some of the the crazy times that we had a decade past. The meaningful connections uh, don't always need to be persistently maintained in order to retain their meaning. We can have meaningful connections that are on again, off again, and they can sometimes take have years in between our personal touches. So I am loving today. You are loving as well, and so let's nurture the meaningful connections that are near and far. The ones that are the ones where we connect every day. The ones where we don't connect but once a week, once a month, once a year, once a decade. And as we do this, our lives are going to be full of love. And at the end of our lives, the only thing that matters is that love. The only thing that matters is the love that we gave and the love that we received during this very short time that we are here on this earth. And so let's make sure that we are keeping focus on that love, keeping focus on that most important thing. So I am loving, you are loving as well, and we nurture together. We nurture meaningful connections. So let's see what you guys have to say about that. Uh, yeah. So Jan says, uh, when you love wins, when you can see it, appreciate it. When you can't see it, be it. Oh, I do love that. And then she says, when um, I found that there are many kinds of love as I'm willing to allow myself to experience. Yeah, amen to that as well. Some of the most meaningful connections stay meaningful and connected because we don't interact on the daily. Ain't that the truth, Jan? Ain't that the freaking truth? Yeah, so some of the connections that I have are connections that are best experienced, once a week, once a month, once a year, once a decade, and it's like sometimes I go such a completely different direction than somebody else, and I still love them and I still care about them and I know they still love me and care about me. We're just totally different people, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like I said, love is an energetic experience. Anyway, I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. I love you. I care about you. You are some of my most meaningful connections. Thank you so much for coming to the wake up call. Good morning again to Lauren and Dan and Jan and Shauna, to Josiah, and if Mandy's there as well, hello to her. And let's see here. It is wonderful to see all of you guys on the call today. I will return tomorrow at 9 a.m. with another one of these. And tomorrow being Friday, I'll return tomorrow with an overview of the cards for the week. So until then, I love you. I care about you. I appreciate you. I think that you're amazing. And let's go out and have an absolutely awesome week this week. So until then, I'll talk to you soon. Aloha from paradise.